significance of why you need to know the neurological exam, put it into your practice when you all become, although as clinical students and when you all become interns, right, to be able to document it properly. All right, documentation is key in medicine, and the neurological exam is something that you all tend to neglect. Okay, so you all are in year 5. Everybody would have done a neurological exam before. You all afraid of it? No, you all, that's good. A lot of doctors are afraid of it, so they quite often they document NAD. It's supposed to be no abnormalities detected, but I say it's not actually done. All right, so because if you're documenting it properly, then you shouldn't have to put NAD. You have to document everything. A neurological exam always has a little bit of abnormality, which may be congenital. Okay. All right. So this was a spreadsheet. It's a tick list, right, that you all were supposed to come up with on your own. So this is what a previous group would have done. All right. You all could add it. You all could minus from it, right? But it starts with anything, any clinical examination at the bedside. First, you have to, as soon as you enter the bedside, what are you going to do? Introduce yourself. All right. I actually multitask. As soon as I enter to the bedside, in addition to introducing yourself, you inspect. All right. Remember, it's a limited exam. You have how long to complete it? 5 minutes, right? So it's not real world. It's meant to mimic. And you're in a busy clinic, you may really just do it in a few minutes, right? But if you have to go longer, then you have. But for the purpose of the exam, you have to complete the exam in 5 minutes. And so while you're introducing yourself to the patient, you have to look at the patient also, look at the bedside, look at the surroundings, right? I've seen people miss urinary catheters, pampers, and don't look alarmed, right? They've missed the ripple mattress. Right, all those are indicators that the patient obviously not able to get off the bed, right? Other things I've seen them missing from endoscopies are white cane, right? Or cane in general for the motor exam, right? So these are things to look out for. If it was respiratory, you all would be looking for oxygen, sputum, a chest X-ray at the side of the bed, which you're not allowed to look in, but at least you know something already is probably not a normal exam, okay? All right, so what are you doing when you're introducing yourself to the patient? Routinely, before you introduce yourself to the patient, show that you use the hand sanitizer or that you clean your hand in some way, then shake the patient's hand. All right, it'll give you an idea of the patient's grip. May also tell you which hand is dominant for the patient, right? And you say who you are, and what are you going to tell them? What are you here to do today? You're going to examine your lower limbs? No, so that you have to use, you're avoiding jargon, right? So how do you tell them? I've seen people mess this up a little bit. So get in the habit of knowing what you're going to see. So what are you going to tell the patient? I'm going to I'm going to examine your legs to determine if there's any weakness, right? And if there's any problems with your, you're going to make them walk through it. So if there's any problems with your walk, okay? All right, so but anything that is not technical jargon, right? Because you may lose that mark. Obligatory mark that everybody gets generally. I have not given it to some students when they use technical jargon, right? But the next thing is position your patients and expose the lower limbs appropriately. Some people come and they say, ideally I'd like to expose from nipples to knees. Yeah. I mean, it just seems to be something that you all say as a routine. Is that what you're supposed to expose for a lower limb exam? First of all, what is the position?
Supine, 90 degrees.
Yeah, you have to be supine. When would that be an exception?
CBS,
Sorry, no, not CBS, for the neurological. If they're uncomfortable, all right, there's no absolute need. Why do we put them flat? Why do we want them flat? We don't want them sliding down, right? We want easy access to do the planters, right? So as much as possible, you want them flat. And for those who long, you want to probably move the bottom of the bed. If you can't do that, then make sure they go up so that you have easy access to check. If their foot is jammed against the foot of the bed, right, you're not gonna be able to assess tone and all those things, right? In terms of exposure, I tell patients to make sure that they put enough students, make sure that they put enough bed sheet tucked in there, right? So when we actually at the bedside, that'll be something I have to demonstrate to you guys. So you have to figure out how we get into the bedside under these great circumstances. All right, so then they say inspection. And you'll always see scars, right? But scars are not too significant in a neurological exam. Don't miss the scar, right? Do not comment on the scar. What is important? What is the most important thing in a lower limb motor exam when you're looking at position? When you're looking at the position. Have you all noticed when you sleep you're like this? Right? Your feet up in the air like this?
Mm-hmm.
So what happens when that happens? There is?
Tone. Loss of tone.
Or more than that. Weakness.
Weakness,
Alright,
okay.
so if a foot is externally rotated like that, it's either it's broken, if it's shortened,
Mm-hmm.
or the person is actually weak. Alright? Or it may be that if you haven't positioned them properly and they're propped up. Alright, so make sure you position them well and then let them take naturally and look at their foot. And this holds for a sensory exam too. Sometimes we give you a hemisensory loss. So if you just look at the foot and you realize, look at that, this foot is weak, that patient is going to have a hemisensory loss. Okay? Somebody come and say something. Alright, good. What are you looking for again? What else is important besides position? Amrit. Right, good. Muscle wasting and fasciculations. What are fasciculations? Yes, and what is the other word that goes with involuntary? Spontaneous.
Something.
Alright, so, and what is it a sign of? Upper motor or lower motor?
Upper.
Lower.
Lower.
It's a hard sign for lower motor. Right? Good. And it means it's pretty long standing. Alright? Sometimes you can have something called benign fasciculations, which is, but observe it. Is it that you have to flick for fasciculations, given the definition? No, you don't have to flick. It's spontaneous, right? But do flick, okay? Because you have people who are non-neurologists also examine you, and they're not going to know what you're looking for. So just do an obligatory flick of the muscles to see if there is any fasciculations. Okay, good. And you mentioned muscle wasting. Where are you going to look for muscle wasting? How you know somebody's not just skinny? That's their natural body habitus. Any ideas? Skin wrinkle, maybe pedalema. Maybe that pedalema is resolved. That tends to be the wrinkling of the skin that we see. But muscle wasting, you look between these small muscles of the feet,
Mm-hmm.
right? And if we can compare it to your hand, like you're not supposed to see the tendons, a groove between the tendons. If there's a groove between the tendons, like a big groove, and then you're watching your hand and saying, well, I have a groove. All right, so that's a sign of muscle wasting in the feet and the thighs, right? So you have to lift the foot. That's why you have to lift the foot when you're inspecting. So make sure and lift the heel off the bed and look to see a sink here, right? Obviously you have to see enough people of thin body habitus, and you have to see people who have pathological wasting to make up the difference. But there's a big sink. And if you leave the tie on the bed, what's going to happen? You're not going to see that sink. Okay? All right, good. Next one. Anything else to inspect for? And all this we're trying to finish in what time? About 45. By here, it should be about 45 seconds into the exam. That's luxurious, right? When you're not practicing. If you can do it faster, that'll be even better. Give you more time to actually do the exam. All right, what's next? After inspection. Palpation. Very fast, right? It's very limited knowledge you get with palpation. All you want to know if the muscles are tender. If the muscles are tender, what may that be? Some myositis, some inflammation in muscles, rhabdomyolysis, right? When we thinking about leptospirosis, we squeeze the calf to see if they actually have a breakdown of the muscle. So that. If you remember leptospirosis, you might be able to remember to do palpation of the muscle, right? The other only thing that I see it in is Duchenne's, right? Where you get a doughy feeling. But that's quite rare. So if you really forget to palpate the muscle, it's no big thing. Alright? Next one is tone. Alright? How can we describe tone?
Full, normal,
Increased,
and
normal.
decreased.
Right. So nothing hard, right? It's decreased, right? Or floppy. Alright? So how do you know? Where do you check tone? Tone is about a joint. Very good.
Right.
So what joints do you have in the lower limb? Hip joint,
Knee,
joint,
ankle.
joint. We're ready to check toe joints. Alright, so how do you check the hip joint?
Log roll.
A log roll, very good. So this thing where we pick up the whole leg and we do a circular motion,
Yeah.
what are checking for? Arthritis. Alright, arthritis of the hip. Do your log roll. You'll get a lot of information by doing the log roll. So if I am to mimic my hand here and I am doing like that, right? And I could see that fairly fast as a normal tone. But if it's like that, that's floppy. And if it's like this, that's increased. Okay, so again, it's a feel and a watch sort of phenomenon you get, okay? Alright, and what about so left and right? Always compare left and right, okay? And what next? Knee, right? So the drop, right? So you all have done it, you all are familiar, we just reinforcing it. What about ankle? How do you check tone about the ankle? You'll have done it, but you probably don't know you're checking tone about the ankle. Anybody?
And a clue, huh?
Exactly,
Yeah.
clonus, looking for clonus. What is the proper technique for look for clonus? Anybody can describe it to me?
You hold the arm, put like
A shotgun
Right,
position.
so your forearm
Yeah.
must cradle
Yeah.
their leg. You hold the ankle with your hand, you loosen up with your next hand and you pull externally, right? So again, we'll demonstrate it in one of these guys who volunteer, probably just for you to sit. So just make sure you all have sitting things. You all have to reinforce the technique, okay? And that's tone in a nutshell. Always compare left to right each joint. So you do the hip, you do the leg roll, you do the knee drop, and then you check for clonus at the ankles, left and right, okay? Alright, after that is tone power, right? Again, power is about just like tone is about a
Joint.
joint. So what are you able to do at your hips? Abduction, adduction, extension and flexion, right? So you must demonstrate those 4 movements. When you document it also, that's how you draw it out. You put hip flexion, hip extension, hip abduction, hip abduction, right? Abduction and